Welcome to Watts the Obsession, a channel that respects both victim families. We ask that you do the same in chat and in your comment. Welcome back to Watts the Obsession. This video is going to take a look at the Watts family, focusing on some specific dynamics that we as the general public are able to observe due to the amount of sharing that Shanann did on Facebook about her family for the purpose, for the most part, of promoting her MLM companies or multi-level marketing company efforts. She was involved in several, and we're going to talk about that. This case haunts so many people because when you look at Shanann and Chris, look at these beautiful wedding photos. They seem to have it all. They were absolutely picture perfect. They were a happy young couple, moved out to Frederick, Colorado, had their first daughter, Bella, and they were the perfect little family. Look how happy they all are together. Soon they added a second daughter, Cece.
Not Cece, Bella? Say Cece.
And the four of them seemed to be filled with joy, laughter, a little bit of chaos, but for the most part, they seemed to have it all. From the outside, they were the picture perfect family.
You guys are so silly. Okay, let's go to school.
If you are all familiar with the Watts case, you know how this story ended, and it ended with one of the most tragic endings the mind can possibly conjure up. Chris Watts, perhaps with the encouragement or help of another, annihilated his family, his pregnant wife Shanann, Bella, and Celeste. The clear and obvious question is, how did this family go from what they once were or what they appeared to be in the photographs to a family that had been annihilated, perhaps with the help of another or the encouragement of another, by this seemingly picture-perfect father, Chris Watts? And sadly, we will probably never know the complete answer to that question, and perhaps that is why so many people to this day are obsessed with this case, want to know more about what happened and why it happened. But what we can do is take a look at the family dynamics and the relationship dynamics outside of the family that existed in the Watts family while they were a cohesive family unit. And we can identify some things that happened during the time this family was a family that caused this family to go from being seemingly happy and filled with joy to filled with crisis, in a state of absolute crisis.
You're going to have the skeptics. You're going to have the naysayers.
Let's get this going. Let's get this show on the road and have a blast.
I just want to look hot for you. Right?
So I came out of my shell after with this product, and I blossomed. I became who I should be.
Black Label got me dancing in the kitchen while I'm cooking dinner.
Dancing in the kitchen? That my husband came downstairs at 5:30 in the morning and is like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I must be thriving."
Fact: the Watts family declared bankruptcy, Chapter 7 bankruptcy, on June 15th, 2015, and they were headed towards another bankruptcy when Chris Watts, alone, or perhaps with the help or encouragement of another, annihilated his family on August 13th, 2018. We know at the time of the tragedy, the Watts had negative pennies to their name, and their financial situation only worsened with time. Although many know the Watts were in dire financial straits, I don't believe we tend to understand what the second bankruptcy would have meant to the family's life and the kind of lifestyle they would have been able to afford after that second bankruptcy. The outcome of their first bankruptcy, Chapter 7, when they declared over $70,000 in unsecured debt and nearly $500,000 in total debt, allowed them to keep their vehicles and home as a provision of the automatic stay in Chapter 7 that prevents your home from foreclosing or your car from being repossessed. If the Watts declared bankruptcy in the latter months of 2018, and they no doubt would have had to do so, they were already several months behind in their mortgage and had no available credit remaining on their credit cards, they would have had to declare
Chapter 13 bankruptcy, which does not simply dismiss the debt the way Chapter 7 does. They would have needed to go on a repayment plan to pay off their debt. But with what money? Under Chapter 13, the Watts could have potentially kept their home and vehicle, but it wasn't a guarantee. But even if they did keep those assets, how would they pay for them? They were already not able to afford them, and then they'd have this additional repayment fee every month. The financial and lifestyle future of the Watts family was looking bleak at best. And Shanann and Chris both knew it by the time August 13th, 2018 came around, regardless of how deep in denial and or delusion they each were separately for, well, a long time, at least a few years, after they declared their first bankruptcy. This video is going to look at the factors that led to the Watts' dire financial situation, the Watts' financial situation over time. And spoiler alert, yes, MLMs were a huge contributor to the Watts' financial downfall. So we're going to talk about that. Then we're also going to talk about the factors that set up this kind of perfect storm, this sort of ideal situation for some crisis to happen. Now get this and get this good and get this straight. In no way, shape, or form is there any implication that Shanann Watts was at fault for the horrible, horrific tragedy that happened, for the death of herself, her unborn baby, or her two beautiful children. We are also going to be looking at the factors that caused Chris Watts for the very first time to realize the financial situation that he and his family were in, how horrible it was, and what the influences were that allowed him to finally come to that conclusion.
Okay, so prior to the newspaper, how did you know he was in financial difficulty?
Because when I went to that house, everything in there is very, 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 very nice. It looks like it all comes with a very expensive price tag. And I didn't say anything to him about it, but I could kind of tell then, where I was like just looking at everything like, how do you guys afford this? And then he has that car. I don't even know how much that car costs. But
What car is that?
That Lexus. I'm sure that thing costs like 80 grand, but just like money. Like everything just looked like it costs a lot of money in that house.
You probably have a decent idea of how much money he makes.
Yeah, and it's not enough money to pay for all that. Not even close.
Did you have any idea of what Shanann did for a living, or how much money she might have made?
I mean, I had an idea. I would consider her like a sales rep. I don't know how else to describe that.
Chris Watts' mistress, Nichol Kessinger, always doing her best to belittle and degrade Shanann Watts. Let me fill in the details she didn't seem to know about Shanann, although she knew way too much about Shanann and about Chris and Shanann's relationship. She knew everything. She just didn't want to tell the investigator. Lavelle, the company that rolled out the product line Thrive. Thrive is sold through a multi-level marketing structure that recruits people who can work from home. These people are called consultants, and the consultants sell the product for the company. The consultants use, well, in this day and age, their existing social media to look for people who are interested in this so-called business opportunity, and that's how they grow their network. So think about who you're connected to through social media. That's right. Consultants are recruiting their family, their friends, their coworkers, their acquaintances, people that they, run into while they're going about their business in their own life, or maybe in activities for their children. And they approach them with this so-called business opportunity.
And this business opportunity in Lavelle is something that is sacred. It makes the people at the top all of their fortunes of money when 98% of people, actually more than 98% of people who try their hand as a consultant in Lavelle completely fail and generally speaking lose a ton of money, just like Shanann Watts. This is Addie Maloney, who supposedly now is a Lavelle Thrive millionaire who was Shanann's up line and is mentioned several times in the discovery as she was supposedly Shanann's friend as well. And she was speaking to Shanann in those weeks just before the tragedy happened about the downfalls in her marriage with Chris Watts and her suspicions of him cheating on her.
I would take ignorance on fire over knowledge on ice any day of the week. I think the best promoters are the ones that come in from the get, from day one, and just run. And they don't feel like they have to learn everything before they start reaching out. They're really just sharing. And that's what it comes down to, is just finding a way every single day to share your Thrive experience, share others. Actually, I think I have a 3-way coming up.
And that business opportunity that Lavelle sells people who are promised that they too have an opportunity at making a fortune with Thrive through Lavelle is highly scripted and prescribed. Now, before we go into talking about exactly what is scripted and prescribed and show you some of the people who are doling it out, I want you to know that I myself was involved heavily in 3 MLMs. The first one I failed miserably at, lost a ton of money. The second one I kind of failed at and lost money. And the third one I went into with an understanding of how MLMs work, and I decided I was going to work the system, and I understood that the commission plan is heavily front-loaded. I studied it. I decided how I was going to work it. I decided that I was going to have to completely quit the MLM at 9 months. The MLM I have disclosed at various times on this channel was Beauty Counter, and that's exactly what I did. And I made about $3,000. But if I didn't stop at that point, I too would have lost money and failed, just like nearly 99% of the people who try out MLMs.
Essentially, we've got this document that shows, if you're looking for things that are going to help you grow your business, daily activities and IPAs, non-negotiables, things you have to accomplish. Facebook birthdays, write on somebody's wall, grow your network, connections on Facebook. These are just tasks that you can do if you need to know what to do, on Facebook. It's building relationships, making connections, follow-ups, and things like that with your business. Mindset, planning out your day. So it's just small tasks that actually really help.
So my easiest ones to do is to go to my birthdays. So if you go to Facebook and you go under events, click on birthdays. Happy birthday. I hope today you get lots of presents and a whole cake to yourself. Haha, LOL. Do you get to do anything super special to celebrate your big day? I end with a question. Guys, I copy and I paste that to everybody whose birthdays are today. I end with a question because I want them to come back and talk to me. If it's a Thriver that's on there, I'm like, hey, go eat the whole cake. Have the whole cake to yourself and then take treat meal. But I always want you to post on their birthdays. People feel special about that. If you missed yesterday's birthdays, you can kind of do the same thing. Happy belated birthday. I hope you got lots of presents and a whole cake to yourself. Did you get to do anything super special to celebrate your big day? Since we did all those custom conscious comments, our algorithms are up now. Guess what we need to do? It's time to go share a Lavelle story. So go to the Lavelle page. I'm telling you, people will read these stories. They may not identify with you, but they may identify with somebody who's on here. And you need to be sharing a story every day. I really like to find a really good before and after picture. There we go. Is that even the same person? That's how she started her story. Smart. She asked a question. You can just save her pictures, which I like to do. And then I'm going to go just copy her verbiage. Go over to my Facebook page, put the picture in, copy and paste her verbiage, and post it. More people are going to see it now that I spent all that time first getting all those algorithms in place.
Make new friends, positive daily habits, tell good stories, listen well. And the last one was enthusiasm. That is the cherry on top. Good Lord, don't be the person who says, I'm going to need to study this product a little bit more and get that under my belt before I start sharing. If you hear somebody say that, just repeat. Enthusiasm will beat out knowledge every day.
Wait a minute, but aren't these people selling a product that people are actually ingesting, or that sticker that they're putting on their skin that has chemicals that go into your body? But these leaders of Thrive Lavelle are suggesting you don't need to know about the products, just be enthusiastic. Who cares if you know anything about the products or what's in them or how they might affect a person's health? Remember what Addie Maloney, Shanann's upline, said?
I would take ignorance on fire over knowledge on ice any day of the week. I think the best promoters are the ones that come in from the get, from day one, and just run. And they don't feel like they have to learn everything before they start reaching out.
Good Lord, don't be the person who says, I'm going to need to study this product a little bit more and get that under my belt before I start sharing. If you hear somebody say that, just repeat. Enthusiasm will beat out knowledge every day. Right? I don't need to know what kind of cotton my jeans are made of, but if somebody tells me they're magic, I will click add to cart. If we share our stories about new products, so many times we get asked, like, what are the ingredients? How much of this is in there? And I think even as leaders, sometimes we think, well, okay, maybe we do need to know that. But the truth is our stories are what sells the product. So if Maria gets on Facebook and says this new DFT makes her feel incredible, or if Megan, drinks her shake and says, I finally get to, feel like my digestion is on point, that is what sells our products. It's the stories. It's not the ingredients. We don't need to know the science. We need to know the stories.
We don't need to know the science. We need to know the stories. We don't need to know about what we are recommending to people to ingest into their bodies or to put into their system through their skin straight into their blood system. We don't need to know anything about that. Remember how Chris Watts talked about the way that the dual burn patches affected him? Here's Chris Watts talking about how this pressure to sell and always be on social media, the way these Thrive leaders are prescribing, how it affected him, and also how those dual burn patches that the leaders of Thrive Lavelle say, you don't need to know what the ingredients are in the products we're selling, how they affected him.
Yeah. Like I watch videos of like cooking, or she'd make like power balls or, or like protein balls. Or yeah. You just don't seem like you want to be in those videos. No. Like I feel like you were being forced to be in those videos, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what it seemed like to me.
I hated being hated. I mean, I did it for her, because it was for her business and stuff, but like it was, I hated just being out for everybody to see. That's why like the whole the gender reveal thing, I was just like, I didn't want it to be like some live Facebook video. I'm just like, no. Yeah. But like, I never wanted to be out there. But I know I'm like.
Well, even when we talk about this a lot, Tammy and I, Dave, even when it was, I think it was Florida on some Lavelle or Thrive thing. And she's like, here we are. And it's all expenses paid. And
I was like,
I remember looking at you and thinking like, he is not into this video right now.
No, you don't look into any of the videos, I'll be honest with you.
I wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember you talking about like she would even post stuff for you. Like, you're technically a salesman too of Lavelle, of Thrive.
Like she put me underneath her, not like anything, like any of my friends or stuff, like anything I do would help her.
Right.
So it was just, I would send her pictures. Like, I should take a picture with your patch. I'm like, okay, send it to her, and then she'd make a post about it. She eventually she was like, I need to take more control over like your business and stuff. I'm just like, I don't know what to talk about.
Right.
Like if I wanted to talk to somebody at the mall or at the pool or somebody about this, I just stumble all over my words and just like they'd be like, okay, bye. But no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a salesman. She's I mean, she could sell everything you're wearing back to you.
Right.
And you wouldn't even know it. Like, wait, I just paid.
Right.
I paid $20 for it. But yeah, it's those videos were not me. I did it just to support her. You know, like she would always say, "Oh."
Could you tell her no? Could you say, I don't want to be in that video? Or is that an option?
Probably not an option. I mean, it's like, you know, she would have been like, "Oh, why this is to, you know, help our family. This is for, you know, to help this and that." You know, so I couldn't have told her no. I mean, they would have made her mad. I'd be like, no. I wouldn't even start that just because it's for the business, it's for the family. You know, I was just gonna try to help out wherever I can.
Right. Do you feel like a different person wearing those patches?
Especially like the duo, the burn. I mean, like the Apple Watches. Like if you look on it, like when it tells you to exercise, it says I was exercising like all day. Because my heart rate was like up.
Oh.
Just from those patches.
Was it full of caffeine or what?
They just have something. They had something in them. I mean, I had the black label ones, the longer black ones. Those had caffeine in them, but it never had that effect. I mean, the duo burn ones, the ones that are more of like the fat loss type. It felt like I was working out all day, even though I wasn't.
Oh, were you tired?
I mean, I know at some points even Nikki said that, like, you know, I'd fall asleep on the couch. On her couch while I was talking to her, and then like pick back up like I never knew I fell asleep. Which I don't know if it was like an insomnia thing or what. But like I wasn't sleeping.
You had a lot going on then.
Yeah, but those are the only patches I really felt like a real big difference on, just because it felt like I was working out all day.
Mm-hmm. You don't feel like they changed your personality or anything like that, though? Or do you?
I don't really know. I know that I just felt different on those than any other batch. It was feel like I do just go longer and longer each day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure like if that was probably a bad thing, because I don't think I was probably sleeping more 3 hours a night.
Clearly, according to Chris Watts' statement, the duo burn patch, that patch that the leaders of Lavelle don't really care about what's in that patch, and they tell their consultants, the consultants under them, that they don't really need to care about it either. You know, enthusiasm over knowledge. It certainly affected Chris Watts substantially, it sounds like. And I do want to let you know that in researching this case, I also tried the Thrive Lavelle experience and the duo burn patches, and I had to stop wearing the duo burn patch because there was this thermogenic effect that I did not want. I was always hot. It made me sweat. I just didn't feel well, so I had to stop using it. Also, Chris Watts talks about the pressure that Shanann was under to constantly be posting on Facebook about her life, the stories is, you know, everyone was talking about, the leaders that you just heard from, saying happy birthday to everybody that they're friends with, however many thousand that might be. And her encouraging Chris to be part of Lavelle and for him to be on camera. It impacted him in a negative way, and it certainly impacted their relationship in a negative way, as well as it impacted their family in a negative way. There is tons of evidence of this.
Wants another sister or brother? What do you want? Do you want another brother or sister?
Sister.
You want another sister? As this one's flying off the couch? Sit down. Lord have mercy. Cece's gonna give mommy a little mini heart attack. What do you think? Right, Cece? Say hi, Cece. Whoa, Cece. Whoa. Thank goodness for this.
And what is this? It is a Thrive patch that Shanann is showing the camera. Thank goodness for this. This allows me to stay calm and relax and deal with everything. In fact, a huge theme in Shanann's Facebook post when she was promoting Thrive was a day in the life of Cece. This kid is crazy. Thank good I have my patches so I can keep up with my two girls, especially Cece.
know. Do you guys see this? Save me. And they want another baby. Whoa! Kid, you're so silly. Lovely day in the life of Cece. Mommy's got her black label on. Mama's not playing. Cece, Cece. Bella, honey, stop pushing your sister right now, or you're going to bed. Bella. I'll get it from her. Stop, I'll get it from her. She's off. And she's out. Where is she? Ooh, there she goes. Bella, cut it out. I'll get it. Stop, I will get it from Cece. Cece? Bella? No, Cece. 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 Do squats. Hey. Give us the stroller. Come here. Let's go watch Mickey.
And listen, I am not saying that what you're seeing right here is child abuse. I am saying the focus turns to the camera. If it turns to doing all the things that you need to do to try to sell this product, to get in contact with all these customers, to work your algorithm every single day, where the focus turns to, doing all that instead of focusing on the children. Like here, these little raffle situations, the focus turns more to shaking that raffle jar when, Bella and Cece are fighting and whining and elbowing each other, and Bella's saying to Cece, go away. And Bella asks, she said, I want it, like a dozen times in this video, but she's got to keep shaking the raffle jar, get the script out, get people excited, let them think they're going to win something, because Lavelle Thrive is a winning opportunity, and not enough focus on what's going on with the children. How is this impacting them? Are they having a good time doing this? Are they getting along? Are they having a nice day?
Hey guys. So I'm here with my little munchkins. Hi. Yes. So hopefully this goes well. I'm gonna hold on, girls. Hold on. Girls. Bella, you want to go night-night? Celeste, stop it. Look. All right, guys, I can't invite you because my kids are going crazy. Say hi. Can we not fight, Bella? Stop it. I'm gonna try to do this real quick, Bella. You guys are gonna cut it out. This is supposed to be a positive video. Okay, you can have that, but you have to be a good girl. Remember what I said. I want it. Yes, Lori. So, Elena's coming back on. Sorry about the frizzy hair. It's been a eventful couple of days of steam showers, so lots of humidity. So, Lori, if you can invite some people that were supposed to... Hold on, Mama. You can have it in just a second. Girls, we may have to redo this in a couple minutes. You want to go down? You want down? So, I'm just going to go ahead and do the drawing real quick, because it's going to be crazy. Hold on. I know you guys all want this little bus bucket. Crazy. It's like I'm shaking candy here, you guys. You think I was giving candy out. Bella, sit back. I'll let you do it. I promise I'll let you do it, okay? So I'm trying to keep it away from the kids, so hold on, I'm going to show you guys. So all the names are in the bucket. I wish everyone good luck and Merry Christmas, and I'm grateful to be able to pay it forward to my team and to all of you guys as well. So I'm going to, wait, I got to shake it. Let me shake it.
Bella wants this. Look at you guys. Hold this. I'm gonna open the next one. It smells amazing. It smells like hold on, mommy. Hold on.
Cinnabon?
Smell it. Hold on. She's mad because I bit it. That is amazing. Like, delicious, you guys. Tastes like literally cinnamon rolls. Okay, Bella. She loves cinnamon rolls, so she really wanted them, obviously. As you can tell, she was mad because I took a bite out of it. But those are Mommy's. Mommy earned those. Mommy's gonna get them. She's not happy with me right now.
I do just want to make a note in the name of authenticity that those were little clips from an 18-minute long video where Bella said that she was hungry in the first 30 seconds, and for 18 minutes Bella was teased about eating, about satiating her hunger, and about trying the cinnamon bar pro bars that she had been so super excited about. 18 minutes. Another theme that became prevalent when Shanann was selling the Vel Thrive and Chris was doing the duo burn patches and doing the whole system and getting in better shape was Chris Watts working out with the kids and using the kids as workout tools. Now, sometimes it appeared that maybe he was just having fun with the kids, but then there were other times where it seems that the whole situation was taken too far, that maybe Chris just wanted to be hanging out with his kids, and then the whole thing being recorded was, of course, for the purpose of selling Thrive, and when he didn't comply, not good.
This is what Thrive Duo does to you. Cece's.
Oh my gosh.
Thrive Duo with Cece.
Now you're down.
They want to do that again. Cora,
You got Jacob's time for that?
That's done. I can't hear a thing.
You're still alive.
Oh.
Oh, jeez.
100 miles an hour. I'm gonna do it again.
You're losing audience, Chris.
Turn the camera around.
Why don't you do pull-ups?
No, I'm good. Gotta catch these two. Do it again? Okay. We do down to the hut. Now, Cece. Up. Collision. Oh my god. Oh! Alright.
Thank God you duo.
Thrive plus duo. All the way to go.
And all of this for what? Was Shanann Watts actually making money in any of the MLMs she was involved in? And she was involved in many. We're going to talk about that in a little bit in this video. And was she making money in Thrive? We are going to hear what Chris Watts had to say about the money that he thought Shanann was making in Thrive. But I've got to say, there is evidence that shows that Chris Watts, by choice or by stupidity, was completely ignorant of their financial situation. And it was his mistress, Nichol Kessinger, that brought their financial situation into light and put emphasis on finances in general in Chris Watts' mind. And we are also going to talk about that. But first, let's hear what Chris Watts had to say about what he thought Shanann was making in Thrive when he was interviewed in Dodge Correctional Facility in February of 2019.
Did that actually make money?
Mm-hmm.
So not only just more sales, but it actually put money in your guys' pocket.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And she made probably in that last year, probably as much as I did.
On commissions, basically? I mean, I know that's a simplified version of it, but...
Yep. I mean, it's, they don't take taxes out on it, so... Yeah.
Right.
So that was like the good thing, and they paid for your car.
Mm-hmm.
So...
Did they give you an allowance or something to buy a car?
Yeah, once you're a certain level, like a 12K or above, they give you a car allowance once a month. I'm not sure how they made money. The owners doing that, but they did.
Yeah.
Unless there's just like an insane markup on the product, which I'm well, I guess there is.
Probably is, yeah.
I'm not sure how much it costs for them to make it.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how much she made. He said that she was really competitive and she liked to try to keep up with him. He's like, she gets close sometimes. So I don't know how much those two brought in. I mean, off the top of my head, if I could guess, probably somewhere around like 140K a year. I mean, I don't know. because I don't know exactly how much he makes, and I don't know exactly how much she makes, but based just off of like what I know about the oil field, like, yeah, I would say that's probably an accurate estimate.
While we can't say that we know exactly how much Shanann and Chris made in 2018, which is the year that this tragedy happened, and the year that Chris Watts was dating this person here, his mistress, Nichol Kessinger, we do know from previous bankruptcy filings exactly how much the couple made in 2013, 2014, and 2015, and we have a pretty good idea of how much they made after that. So as you see here, in 2013, both Chris and Shanann were employed and they made a combined income of $147,000. That's pretty good for a young couple, new parents, not so bad. In 2014, their combined income took a substantial hit, less $57,000, and they made a combined income of almost $91,000. By the year 2015 came around, they made yet again $50,000 less than the year before, but this is only the year to date. And they filed in July, so I'm just thinking this through. That's about half a year, so they were looking towards making about $80,000 combined income in 2015. From 2015, their income just went down each year, year over year after that. Let's look at what they were doing throughout each of these years and what was going on in the world of Shanann's involvement with MLMs, or multi-level marketing companies.
And then you mentioned today you read something about bankruptcy.
Yep.
What did you read?
That those guys filed bankruptcy for a lot of money in
Who are those guys?
that couple.
Okay.
In 2015. Oh, Shanann and Chris.
Thanks.
Filed bankruptcy in 2015.
Okay. And you said for a lot of money. Do you recall the amount?
No, because it was different in each of the newspapers, and I don't know which one to believe. Okay. So, hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, yeah, I didn't know that.
Let's go just back to him and the financial. He tells you he has a concern enough to at least express something to you that he's frustrated with the way she spends, or he's upset with working so hard and never having any money, and she's kind of the responsible party for spending most of the money.
I pretty much got that vibe. I mean, he just told me, he's like, we're house broke all the time. I was just like, that's unfortunate. And I asked him, I was like, do you have 401k? And he was like, yeah. And I mean, the reason I ask him this is because if I get in a relationship with somebody, I want to know, like, what kind of baggage that they have. I think that's important. If I walk into a situation where I'm like, hey, I have good credit and I have all these things that I've been building, and you don't have your stuff together, like, what are we going to do with this? And it's important for your long-term.
You're smart.
Thing. So I'm preparing. And so I just asked him, I was like, well, do you have 401k? And he was like, yeah, I do have that. And then I asked him, I was like, I didn't ask him like how much debt they had or anything, but I just said, is your lifestyle sustainable? And he was like, no. And I was like, how long do you think that's going to take? He's like, I don't know, but it's not sustainable.
Where did his girls go to school?
I don't know. He never actually told me. Like, when I asked him once, it was like when I was trying to find him an apartment, I was like, are you comfortable telling me where your girls go to school? That's in the text too. I was like, so I can figure out what distance from the apartment it is. I was trying to just make his life convenient with like him, his ex, his kids, and all the stuff that he needs to do and work. And he was like, don't worry about it. Their school's pretty centrally located, so anywhere in the area that we were discussing will be fine. And he just left it at that. So he didn't even tell me, which was fine. I respect that.
Daycare is obviously very expensive for a 3 and 5-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So
I understand.
Did he ever bring did he ever discuss that?
Never.
Okay.
Never. Like I said, the only financial thing he ever said is just like, she just likes to spend money, like a lot of it. So that was just kind of the vibe that I got from that, and that it was a lifestyle that she liked to live, like very, like materialistic kind of lifestyle.
Over the years, Shanann was involved in a number of MLM companies. The first one that we have record of is her involvement with what is known to be the very first MLM company, the grandfather of all MLM companies, and it's the company Amway. She was selling their skincare products called Artistry. Apparently, that was Shanann's entry point into the MLM community. After her involvement with Amway, Shanann became involved in a number of different MLMs. I made this little timeline here. It looks a little crowded, but on the top in the yellow, green, and blue, it shows the MLMs that Shanann was involved in, except for red. That's Thrive, so that's another one of them. So on this chart, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 MLMs that she was involved with. And I've got another one, LuLaRoe, that is not on here. So after she got involved in Amway in 2013, also in that same year, she became involved with a company called It Works, which has to do something with body wraps that make you slimmer, and the company Unique that features beauty products. After that, she became involved in 2014 with a company called 31 Bags. In 2015, she became involved with a company called Usborne, that is a company that sells children's books. Also, Pantry Queen. In 2016, she became involved with a company called Origami Owl. And then eventually in 2016, later in 2016, she became involved in Lavelle's Thrive. Now, maybe you can see here from this chart some other things that happened while she was involved in all of these MLMs. You know, and after the first round, the first three, they just had moved into their house in Frederick, Colorado. And then shortly after, Bella was born. Just as she was becoming involved in those three first MLMs, she left her job at Longmont Ford, where she worked with Chris when they first moved to Colorado. You can see that they declared their first bankruptcy in June of 2015 after Shanann's involvement with 6 of the 8 MLMs that I have here on this chart. So she was involved in 6 different MLMs, and then they declared bankruptcy. And we already know from what we reviewed by the bankruptcy filings earlier in this video that in 2013, 14, and 15, their combined income decreased substantially year after year. And after 2015, we have ample evidence that the combined income only went down from there. Although after Chris started working in Anadarko, his salary increased every year. Something else we're able to determine from the bankruptcy filings is that in 2015, when they declared bankruptcy in July of 2015, Shanann only declared $111 in commission. So that would be commission from the MLMs. And that was after she had been involved in Amway, It Works, Unique, 31 Bags, Origami Owl, Usborne, and Pantry Queen. So to make only $111 in commission from all of that involvement and all that effort that's put into these MLMs, well, you know, I mean, guys, that kind of speaks for itself. Was she making money doing this? No. And I don't think that Thrive was much different. And there's a lot of evidence to prove that. Here's another piece of information we know from the discovery. It says here that Shanann recently took out $10,000 from Chris Watts' 401k to catch up on their mortgage payments. And that was about 5 months ago. So that would have been in March of 2018. March of 2018. This is well into Shanann's career, so to speak, with Thrive. And then it says, bullet point, they were 3 months behind on their mortgage payments. Well, we know that at the time of the death of Shanann, Bella Celeste, and unborn baby Nico, they were several months behind on their mortgage payments, more than 3 months. So where did that $10,000 go from Chris's 401k? This also says in the discovery, they had received a letter from Chase Bank pertaining to their delinquent home loan. He and Shanann were stressed about their financial situation. Of course they were. Here it says that Chris has less than $2,000 in his Chase checking account, approximately $1,500 in their USAA checking account. But we know that that is not even true. They literally, at the time of the deaths, did not have a penny to their name. So going back to the question, where did that $10,000 go that Shanann took from Chris's 401k? Well, I have a pretty good idea where that went. And it may have been right back into Lavelle. Shanann was selling the product
thrive. Let me explain.
I feel like Lavelle makes it easy for us, you know, and with all of the, you know, the way that we can put together samples, you know, to send out to customers with brochures. You just order everything right in the gear store, business cards. You know, the only thing that extra that I order is I like these little bags I get from Amazon, and I have little labels that I put on everything that have my name and my website. It's nice. These have definitely been nice. I feel like they have added more of a professional touch, like they came straight from Lavelle. Like I didn't put them together. So I like using these. I prefer using these just because sometimes I have, you know, plus line products that someone may say they want to try. I can put a bundle of plus line in there, put it all together. So I feel like sometimes there's a week where I'll send out 20 and then sometimes it's maybe like 5. And I print everything up at home on stamps.com, which is my favorite thing ever. I've got records of every sample I've sent since I started. I've used this program, so I can track and go through the history. So I feel like for my business, it's really helpful because I can go through my history of who did I send samples to when? Did this product come out and they sampled, you know, maybe Duo? Now we've got the TAC patches. So I'm going to go through my history. I'm not very organized, but that keeps me organized.
We have those Thrive sample mail out options, and I've been using those for like the last year. I went back into my history of all the samples I have sent out one day, and I just blew up Megan's Messenger. I connected every single person that I had sampled in the last year to Megan in a 3-way message thread. And I just said, hey, I'm so sorry it's taken me this long to get back to you. I'm just coming around and following up to everybody that has sampled Thrive with me. Were you able to take your sample? If so, how did it go? And I always end the message with a question because that is a higher likelihood that you're going to get an answer.
Now, I told you that I am a former MLMer and I was involved in companies just like this with this kind of training and these sorts of availabilities. Samples are a huge thing. You are absolutely encouraged. It is a must that you purchase samples and get them out to as many people as possible. And I mean, I'm talking mad samples, and they are expensive. You'd think that they would be discounted because it is the consultants that are purchasing these products to have others sample them, but they're actually more expensive because they are individually packaged to be samples, and that individual packaging costs money. And if you are really giving it a go at any kind of MLM, you are purchasing mad samples, you're sending them out, and the return on them generally is totally negative. Bomb. So not only are you having samples available for your prospects, for people that you're approaching as customers or more likely with a business opportunity, you also have to have products so you can have events. So you can do, well, you know, Thrive calls them locals. So you'll go somewhere local or in your own house and you'll have a party and everybody will get samples and you know it's going to be great. And we know that Shanann did this a few times, and all of this costs a ton of money. And then there's more obvious costs, something that Shanann was clearly a big fan of because she ran them several times with the kids involved. It's when, you know, Cece and Bella were, you know, involved in that raffle, and Bella kept saying, I want it. It just really didn't go well. It wasn't a good look in my opinion, but Shanann ran these raffles all the time where she would literally give away pretty substantial cash prizes.
Hi guys, so we're doing the $600 drawing tonight for the 4K by the 25th. Everyone who reached 4K is getting their name into the drawing. So the first one is Chris Watts. Chris Watts. And then we have Christina Meacham. And then we have Michelle Davis. Good luck, guys. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. All right, now pick one. Thank you. Michelle Davis, congratulations. Say good job. No more. We got a winner. We have a winner. Say good job. Good job. Candy corn. Hey guys, it's Shanann and Bella. We're here to do the drawing from yesterday. Yay! We're drawing names for yesterday, for everyone who had entries yesterday into the drawing. Good luck, guys. Bella, come pick out a name. Hurry. Come pick out a name, please. Come pick out a name. Alright guys, let's go to Bella. Bella, pick out a name. Oh, just one. Which one do you want to put back? That one? Okay. Who could it be? Who is it? Who's going to be the lucky winner? Who is it? Well, hurry. I'm losing my patience here. Oh my goodness! Woo! Say it. Minaj. All right, guys. Our winner is Christina. Congratulations, Christina. Ready? Hey guys, so we're super excited. It's me and Bella. We're here to announce our second winner for the $300 cash prize that we had. We had to hit $2,000 in volume, and not only did we hit the $2,000 in volume, but we smashed it and we hit 40K as a team. So I'm so excited for you guys. So we had a lot of entries yesterday. We had Genevieve, we had Chrissy, had 2 entries. We had Brittany, we had Liz, we had Christina, DJ, Susan. We had a lot of entries yesterday, so I'm so excited to see Madison, Michelle, Beth had an entry, so we'll see who won. Pick one. Get one. Whatever one. Drop one. Who is it?
And then, of course, there are the more hidden costs, the more sort of sneaky, underhanded costs, the cost of making it look like your business is bigger or much bigger than it actually is. And unfortunately, I have to say, I'm pretty sure that is what Shanann Watts did. Other people that I've talked to who have been involved in MLMs believe the same thing. And it's so sad for her. She was really just trying her hardest, and she probably just thought this is what it is going to take. So let's take a look at what those hidden or sneaky costs are and what the actual earning potential was for Shanann or anybody else involved in Thrive Lavelle. Let's determine if multi-level marketing companies are actually offering a business opportunity that is a viable business opportunity to most of the people who enroll as consultants. And although most multi-level marketing companies claim that you can start up your business with little to no upfront cost, we're going to take a look at the real costs of giving a shot to success in a multi-level marketing company in both financial terms and the real price most people pay that is far more precious than dollars, cents, or euros. So let's start by taking a look at the Lavelle Commission Plan. Now, these commission plans are very complicated, and I believe that is by design. Not everybody understands what they're looking at when they get into it. They just see some high potential earning dollars, and in my opinion, they think, hey, well, that's great. That's what I'm going to make. So awesome. Let's do this. So you see here, we have level 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the upper right-hand box, okay? And then in the lower box, the rectangular box that spans across the entire page, we have levels 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, okay? Now, if you look at the uni-level team commissions, now just stay with me, I'm going to explain all this, I promise. You'll see going across from left to right, it says P rank, promoter, 4K VIP, 12K VIP, and 40K VIP, 80K VIP, and 200K VIP. So you see, as you go from promoter to the 200K VIP, you're basically selling more volume. So when you see PV, that stands for personal volume. That's the volume of product that supposedly you're supposed to purchase to remain at that level. So it says 100 PV across the board. So each month, Lavelle wants you to spend $100 personally on yourself. Guys, no. I assure you that never happens, especially as people get up into the higher levels, okay? Then you're going to see QV. What that stands for is quality volume or quantitative volume. I've seen it two different ways depending on the MLM that you're talking about. So what that means is the total volume that you yourself and your team brings in monthly. Let's look at the 12K VIP column because that's when people start getting that sought after car bonus. So what the car bonus is, first of all, is it's $300 cash or $800 directly towards a lease per month. They give you a choice of a Tesla, a Lexus, a BMW, and some other expensive cars. Now, guys, the thing is, you have to stay at this level of selling each month to maintain your status within the company and also to maintain your car bonus. So if one month you dip below what the requirement is to get that car bonus, that $800 payment on your lease is on you. No help from Lavelle whatsoever, okay? So as we're looking at that 12K VIP level, we see it says 100 PV. So you're supposed to sell $100 yours or purchase $100 of products yourself. $100 personal volume. Then it says 12,000 QV, and underneath that it says 7,200 QV. So the 12,000 is the minimum QV that yourself and your team must be bringing in per month. So that means yourself and your team must be selling $12,000 worth of products per month. Now it gets even more particular than that because the 7,200 is associated with a max strong leg QV. So what that means is you cannot sell all of your products through one strong leg. So picture, the pyramid scheme where there's the triangle, you're at the top ostensibly, and there's people beneath you, and then more people beneath the row that's beneath you, and more people beneath the row that's beneath them. So if you have a strong leg, some high sellers or just some consultants that are purchasing a lot because they want to maintain their status, the maximum that you can get out of one leg, your strong leg, is $7,200. So that means you still have to come up with $4,800 from your not so strong leg in this pyramid scheme structured business. Now, let me tell you guys what happens a lot of the time, and not all the time. There are some people who are successful in MLMs. There are some people who on a monthly basis make this volume honestly and reach these levels. Reaching these levels of achievement month after month and month over month is very difficult. As you're going to see in some statistics I'm going to show you in a moment, it's nearly impossible. So what happens is, and I believe this is what happened with Shanann Watts, is that people will purchase an insane amount of product so they can maintain that level. Now, there are some limits as to how much you yourself can purchase of that $12,000 QV that's needed to maintain that 12K VIP status. But theoretically, a consultant could buy most of that or a good part of that $12,000 worth of product themselves to stay at that level. And when they do,
I think what they do is they justify it by saying, well, I'm going to have all this product on hand to share with people, to, do my local parties in case some of my downline or the people that I've signed up underneath me need some product that they can share so they can grow their business. Then I'll have that on hand, and it's going to be good for the growth of my business to have all of this product on hand. So I'm going to go ahead and buy it. But what happens is when you need to do that month after month, you simply can't afford it. And the money that you're bringing in through the MLM, and perhaps the MLM and another full-time or part-time job, is not even going to be covering what you owe and the amount of product you've purchased. Isn't that crazy? Now let's take a look at the 200,000K VIP level, because that's where Shanann Watts was supposedly at. The requirement to be at that level is to bring in 200,000 QV. That's $200,000 worth of products sold through yourself and your team and their downlines. And we see the number $120,000 underneath the $200,000. So that's the maximum that your strong leg can bring in. So even your weaker sales legs still need to be bringing in $80,000 worth of sold product of that $200,000 QV, or $200,000 of product, for a person to maintain that 200K VIP level. And we ask, where did the $10,000 go to that Shanann had Chris take out of his 401k? I'll throw that question right back at you.
Hit it down there. Hit it, Bella. Hard. Hit it hard.
Bend down and hit it. Come on.
Oh!
Nice. Nice.
Do it again.
Do it again.
You want to do it again? Get that again, Bella.
The question remains, exactly how many people of those who attempt success in an MLM actually reach any level of success? Let's take a look at the Lavelle Income Disclosure Form for the year 2020. So every MLM is required to publish an income disclosure form, and this is Lavelle's. So you'll see the top level is promoter, or at the top of the chart, the top row, it says promoter. Going down, it says 4K VIP, 12K VIP, 40K VIP, 80K VIP, and 200K VIP. So as you go down in the rows, you're going up, in the levels of success, potential success in Lavelle. So we see here that 94.7 of active Lavelle consultants selling Thrive are at the promoter level, and 75.6 of the total 100% of active Lavelle consultants are at that team building level. So when you're selling Thrive, you have two possibilities for income: just being an active promoter or consultant, and then being a team builder. It's like a plus, you get a little more, right? So 94.7% of consultants in Lavelle are at the promoter level, and they're making an average of $159 per year. The 75.6% of consultants selling Thrive at the promoter level are team building, so they're making a little more. It's $650 a year on average. So then we see at the 4K VIP level, 3.2% of all active Lavelle consultants are there. And 15.1% are at that team building level, so they're making a little more. Actually, when we go over the row, we see actually they're making a little less. I'm not sure how that works. So their average is about $4,700 per year, but that's only 3.2% of all of the consultants in Lavelle. So going up to that 12K VIP level, that's the level where you get the car bonus on a month-by-month basis. So you have to maintain this level every month. So 12K VIP, remember, means that you're selling $12,000 of product, you and your team are, and your strongest leg can only sell so much.
Why you want to make this work? I'm not selling the product. I'm sharing. I'm just telling my story. This is what it's done for me. What can it do for you?
So 1.5% of Lavelle consultants are at that 12K VIP level, and 6.7% are at the 12K team building level. So they're making an average of about $20,000 a year. Now, once we go up to that 40K VIP level, we see only 0.3% of consultants in Lavelle are at the active 40K VIP level, and 1.3% are at the 40K VIP level and they're team building. It's a very small percent. So they're making about $50,000 a year. Pretty good. But again, guys, it's less than 1% of all consultants in Lavelle. At the 80K VIP level, 0.2% of active consultants have reached that, and 0.8% of consultants are team building at that level. So they're making a good income, $95,000 a year, but that is a small fraction of a percent of the consultants that go for success in this company. And that 200K VIP level, guys, only 0.1% of all of the people who are still active in Lavelle that year tried their success at being a consultant. Only 0.1% ever reach that level, and they are making a really good living. So that's $340,000 a year. Heck, I would take it. Honey, Shanann Watts was not making $340,000 a year. God bless her soul. Seriously, I wish she was. I believe that Shanann Watts was a good businesswoman. She had business sense. I think that she could have been successful in a stable business that was not an MLM structure if she applied herself. I really do believe that. But guys, she says she was at that 200K VIP level and the average income yearly is $340,000, yet they were on the verge of declaring bankruptcy and barely had $1 to their name. So, you know, we see, guys, that of those trying success in Lavelle with Thrive, 94.7%, about 95% hang out at that promoter level, and they're making a couple $100 a year. So how is it that so many people get involved in these MLMs, and even though the statistics clearly tell them they're going to fail, they somehow believe that they have a shot at making a lot of money with this business opportunity? Why is that? Well, it all really started with Amway and their magical thinking, their culture that told people if they think about positive things will happen. If we spend time improving ourselves every day, then we will be improved and our business will be improved and our income will be improved and everything will be great. They had their book of the month, and it would be some, you know, it's some motivational book that was really usually based on magical thinking. I'm going to play an excerpt from the channel The Recovering Hunbot, who has done a ton of research. Well, she had her own experience as a multi-level marketing consultant, and her company was Beachbody, and she has a channel now that is an anti-MLM channel. She does some true crime, and she talks extensively about Shanann Watts' experience in MLMs. I would definitely recommend her channel, so take a listen to what she has to say.
In multi-level marketing, personal development is intimately connected. As a former Beachbody coach, one of the vital behaviors, of which there are 4, is personal development. Part of the lure of multi-level marketing is the idea if you keep a positive mindset, Keep working and never give up on your dream. You too can make it. If you fail, you only have yourself to blame. This overall idea is connected to the law of attraction, and when you start looking into the development of it, you find the new thought movement and mesmerism. I've made videos about that as well. Without going into the entire backstory of Shanann and her involvement with Amway, let's just, say that Amway is the grand poobah of all MLMs, and anything that comes afterwards basically is taking that same concept and repackaging it, reformulating it, revising it. It's just basically another form of Amway, but with a different name, different product, different service, but same sort of concept.
On the vision board, I'm a big believer in vision boards. In fact, I just took one thing off my vision board today, which was this. See, it happened. Okay, so on here are some quotes that I like about everyday courage. And it's exciting to think that some of our best moments haven't even happened, because I do believe that. I think the goal is to never peak, never ever peak. With God, all things are possible. And then this note from Megan, who is my sponsor. And then she actually took this picture of me. This is her Millionaire Award. And she took this picture. She handed it to me that day, took this picture of me, and she sent this to me and said, put this on your vision board.
As many of you know, Shanann had her vision board, and she had Bella make a vision board.
I want to buy this. You want a laptop? Okay. She wants a laptop. Guess what we do with that? When you want something, we add it to your vision board, right? Right? Don't we add it to your vision board? Yep. When we want something, we add it to our vision board.
And she had great goals on that vision board, and she possibly believed that some of those could happen because the aspects of multi-level marketing that are built into each company, like that car bonus, that really isn't a car bonus. It's just an idea. And if you don't hit that certain number every month, you don't get it and you find yourself more in debt. Or those lifestyle getaways that Shanann and Chris went on frequently, that, people like Shanann will say, oh, it's an all expense paid vacation, but it is really not. The dynamics of that are much different than what people who are involved in MLMs tend to tell you. For example, Lavelle, for most people, will pay for their hotel, but you're going to have to pay for your food. You're going to have to pay for your flight. So although Lavelle is paying for your hotel, and yeah, that's nice, you're still paying for over half of that so-called all expense paid vacation that you're going on to beat the drum along with all of the other people in the Thrive tribe who believe they have a shot at making money. With this whole vision board concept, like many things that are taught in the MLM culture, the concepts are misapplied, misappropriated, and misplaced. Like trying to get a 3 or 4-year-old to make a vision board and focus on it and think about their future goals might be a little age inappropriate activity, perhaps. I don't know, but Bella wasn't really vibing with the idea of future goals. She just wanted to play with her sister and her mommy and daddy.
What would you like on your vision board?
Right.
What do you want to add to it? We need to add to it.
Write it again.
You want to do it again?
Yes.
Okay. But what would you like to add to your new vision board?
I'm selling ribbons.
I know. Focus, child. Bella, look at me. Hey, focus. What do you want to add to your new vision board? What would you like?
More stuff on the board.
More stuff on the board. Okay. But what would you want? What do you want to do? Do you want to do anything?
No.
Do you want to go anywhere?
No.
Well, what would you like to add to your vision board?
I want to write stuff.
But what would you like to write on it? We're trying to get there, kids.
Write Cece's name.
Cece's name. But do you want to go to the zoo?
Yes.
Would you like to go to the aquarium?
Yes.
Don't kick the board. What else would you like to do? When you grow up, what do you want to do when you grow up?
Play with mommy and daddy.
Play with mommy and daddy? Okay, don't, Bella Marie, don't hang on my vision board.
I'll let you in on a little secret that I know from working in MLMs. They tell you that you're supposed to do 3 different kinds of posts on Facebook every day. You're supposed to do something that directly promotes the product, something that has to do with why the product makes your life better, your lifestyle, and then just something personal. And they suggest that you utilize cute things in your life because that is going to get more attention and help to work your algorithm, like cute pets and children. And I'm certainly not singling out Shanann Watts. She is not alone in this, but you know, there are so many instances that we can see on Shanann's Facebook video posts when the children are involved where for the kids, it really would have been much better if they were left out of it, or if that time were just spent focusing on being with them, being present with them, and doing what they want to do, rather than having them act a certain way for the camera. Because let's face it, you can't make 2, 3, and 4-year-olds act a certain way for the camera, but damn, people certainly can try.
Hey guys. Mommy. What, baby? Say hi, Cece. Hi. Look at this monster. This is what I deal with. Like, she's a monster. Don't you jump off the couch. Oh. I'm sitting right here, Mama. She's a monster. Like, she doesn't stop. Like, seriously, this kid hasn't napped today. No, don't stay on my legs, baby. My life. I just sat down to sit with these kids. Literally, this phone has not stopped since last night's call. Like, amazing. Oh my goodness. The kid, Cece's excited. Bella, are you excited? Are you excited? You want to jump like that? Life of the party?
I'm putting the phone right there.
No, I'm putting it right here.
Put it right here.
Okay, well, it's right here. Are you going to try to jump on me?
Yes.
Yes?
And put it right there on phone.
Okay, phone's right there.
Okay.
The monster. She doesn't stop. Hi, Brittany. Hi, Amy. Hi, Christina. Oh my gosh. You guys have been keeping me so incredible. Hey, don't sit on your sister, please.
I want her.
Okay. Cece, stand up. Incredibly busy and truly, whoa! You know, if you have, oh my God, that kid's climbing up the stairs. If you guys have, Cece, sit down. Baby, I can't carry both of you. Not with the phone too. Come on, Cece. You know, we all have our struggles in life, but you gotta put yourself first and make yourself better. Put that positive energy out and positive, you know, attitude, and everything comes your way. It will fall in your lap, and I promise you, everything will be rewarding. Hey, Kevin. So I'm out of breath because of these 2,000 steps in one day. Cece's back up the stairs. See? The dog's about to go berserk. But I'll talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Have a great night. Talk to you soon. But I'll talk to you guys later. Love you guys. Have a great night. Talk to you soon.
You may remember, maybe you don't know, that Shanann Watts was featured in Thrive's featured magazine called Strive in May of 2018. So that's just about 3 months before the family annihilation of Chris Watts' family. In that magazine, there were lovely pictures of Shanann and her family together, as you can see right here, but I don't know if the girls are looking too happy in these pictures. There were a lot of photos that were taken of Bella and Celeste on that day, and in fact, the photo shoot for the photos for Shanann's appearance in Strive, Thrive by Lavelle's magazine, was the same day as the girls pictures with the Easter Bunny, which obviously, as you can see here, they were not too happy about. As you know, you could have guessed, because year after year we have pictures with the girls with the Easter Bunny in hysterics. The Easter Bunny just scared the crap out of these two girls. So maybe they were exhausted from the trauma of having to sit alone with the Easter Bunny, who knows, but they don't look too happy in these pictures. Now, what is this Strive magazine appearance all about anyway? Well, Strive magazine is just another of the tools that Lavelle uses to make money and to help promote their promoters so they can make money. But appearing in Strive magazine is a paid forward appearance. That's right. Promoters that want to be featured in this magazine pay a pretty penny to get their spot in the magazine and to have an article all about them that, in their minds, I think, will hopefully drive their business, will bring customers to them, therefore increasing their chances of being more successful in selling Thrive. So what does this article about Shanann Watts in Strive magazine say? It's entitled Time for a Reset. After being a caretaker for everyone else, Shanann Watts started taking care of herself, and she's never been happier. Shanann Watts worked 2 jobs, one overnight at a hospital while raising a family, and she was exhausted. My role was as a caretaker and to make people feel good, yet I was wiped out, she says. After watching a friend thrive for 14 months, Shanann decided to start her own Thrive experience. I was skeptical because I had tried other products that never worked, she says. By day 5, my husband noticed I was in a better mood, and by day 14, I woke up every morning with no bodily discomforts. I cooked homemade pancakes as I ran laundry. Shanann decided to become a promoter and hit the ground running. I was working 65 hours a week and was also taking care of my kids. 65 hours a week, she says. I rarely got any sleep, but my passion for wanting more for my kids was stronger than anything else. The article says she hit the VIP 800 and VIP 1600 goals in the first 2 weeks and scored her iPad mini bonus within 30 days and her auto bonus within 60 days. When I started sharing, others shared too. Then everything blossomed, she says, and I got everyone I know involved because I had no hesitation sharing Thrive with people who needed it. Shanann quickly scaled to 40K, then 80K. It's amazing that my husband and I have created more memories in the last 2 years than we did in the previous 8, she says. My mood is so much better and we're having fun. Shanann's Lavelle business led her to leave both of her jobs and realize her dream of staying home with her kids and sending them to private school. I went to the Lavelle meeting in Dallas my first year and discovered that I love helping people who are single parents or want more in their life for their family, she says. What motivated Shanann more than anything was helping people improve their health. Our health often comes last. So it's amazing to help everyone thrive for free with a referral program, she says. I wake up happy, and for me to function on a level where I can get 2 kids ready without a huge fight is a big deal. I just enjoy the pure happiness of being with my family, she says. I have the patience to be cheerful, stay-at-home mom that my kids deserve. Now, why would people pay so much money to be in that magazine? Well, at the Thrive conventions, or those so-called paid-for vacations that weren't really paid for, that Lavelle held, where everyone was beating their Thrive drum and talking about, how it's going to save everyone's life, basically. The leaders of the company touted Strive magazine as being a magazine of the future that was soon to be on every grocery store, newsstand, and Barnes & Noble across the country and perhaps across the world. It was just another lie that this MLM company fed to their promoters and consultants and to Shanann Watts. And based on those promises that were made to her by that company, she made a lot of detrimental decisions that did not improve the quality of life for her and her family, but put them all at risk in a number of ways, particularly financially. And I do not think that being a part of this MLM allowed Shanann to have the quality of relationships between her and her daughters and her and her husband that she was hoping that she was going to have with this opportunity. It did quite the opposite, and there is so much evidence of that. Striking a good work-home life balance is difficult for everybody, and there are particular difficulties for people who are trying to find success at MLMs and therefore are working for home, particularly when you have young children like Shanann and your kids are around, but you're trying to work that MLM, make the algorithms work for you, do all of your IPAs in a day, post to Facebook, go live, and do all of these things that are not necessarily conducive to having children around. There is definitely a price that people who are trying to find success in MLMs pay in their personal lives. There's a price that they pay in the quality of their relationships, and I think that we see this in Shanann Watts' life. There's also clearly a real price, a monetary price that people pay for trying to find success in MLMs, and we have covered a lot of it. And there is also an area where the two intersect, where the difficulties that are caused in one's personal life when they are trying to work in MLM cross paths with the financial destruction that MLMs tend to cause. Listen to what Chris Watts' mistress, Nichol Kessinger, had to say about her perception of what happened that tragic morning, early morning hours of August 13th, 2018, when Chris Watts, perhaps with the encouragement or help of another, annihilated his family.
This is just my opinion, but I'm pretty convinced that woman and him did not get along very well. And the reason they stuck together was, hey, we're going to do kids. And I think they also stuck together because they were in a very bad financial bind. And I think that she continuously disregarded it. And I think he messed up because he was too passive to say anything to her about it and really address it. And it just got to the point where it's just like you file bankruptcy and then what do? Just wait till you file the next one? I don't know. I don't know what their finances look like now, but from the way it made it sound, it's probably a pretty stark situation. And I don't know if hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt over and over and over again are enough to lead a man to want to take somebody out, but I don't know. I've heard of people committing suicide over that shit before, and I would never justify what he did. I think it's fucking disgusting. He's such a fucking pig. But I try to be why? I try to come up with a why, and I really think that he was struggling with her really bad, and not only that, he's got a third child on the way, and I know he was probably just I can't fucking afford a third kid. Wants it, but can't afford it, and he always told me he wanted a little boy. He wanted a third child. Mm-hmm. And so I think that it was just something I think they were in a financial situation, and I think she was very non-responsive to him trying to solve problems and get out of the situations that they were in. And I think people just get complacent is what it is. And then, I think he met me, and I think I was a breath of fresh air for him, where it was he could get away and just be you know what, I can be myself. I don't have to worry about money right now. And this girl, I have my shit together. My life is so very in order.
You seem very organized and independent and dialed
Always.
in
I do
for
really
30.
good. I do really good at work. I have almost a perfect credit score. I've been saving money for a house. I don't mess around. I mean, I screwed up. This is my one screw up ever, and it's about to be on national news. But just very dialed in, and I think it was a breath of fresh air for him to be around something like that, because I don't think that he knew that was a real thing. And he had told me that numerous times. I didn't know women like you existed. It's just all right, I don't, and when he meant it, it was just just the way you run your life. And so, because he got married really young, and so to answer your question, I think inevitably it was going to happen. I think it just got propelled faster. I mean, I don't understand what he would have achieved if he wanted to be with me that bad, what he would have achieved with me by doing what he did. I think his situation at home was way, way deeper than anything him and I ever had, and it led to that. And I don't know what happened in that conversation that they had, but I kind of have a feeling that it wasn't even about her pregnancy or another man or me. I have a feeling it was about money.
So drilling down, you think money
I
for
think
him
it's-
is the biggest downfall. You guys, I mean, beyond their relationship, really, I don't know that you know too much about the relationship or the particular issues other than monetary issues, financial issues. That sounds like what you guys talked about when you talked about their relationship.
I mean, like, he told me other things, like they really didn't like sleep together too much, stuff like that, but I feel like a lot of husbands and wives don't do that. But it was like, oh, of course you don't. That's why you're coming to me, you know? No, I think I just, like, me being in his life just pushed that forward. I honestly think that there's probably a good possibility that this would have just happened, like, further down the road. Where
So did you see that before yesterday or Tuesday, or was that just kind of something that you have reflected on and you've thought about this now going, man, now that I see that in this guy, or just because of the lifestyle he was living, and if he didn't get removed from it, this was going to happen sooner rather than later, like you said?
You know, if I was to reflect on anything over, like, the past few weeks, besides, like, the stuff in the last few days where you're like, hey, is there, like, any red flags? I would say, like, no. But one thing I did notice one time is we were sitting on my couch and I was telling him, like, my house, I have a really beautiful house. Like, it's set up, like, really nice. But everything I have is, like, from Craigslist or Goodwill. Like, I have pieced it together and it's all, or, like, marked down stuff. And I have pieced it together in a way, like, it's pretty, huh? It's a pretty house, but you would never guess that, like, everything I got is, like, super discount. And one day we were sitting on my couch and we were just, like, bullshitting about some stuff, and I was telling him, like, oh, yeah, you know, like, I got this marked down on American Furniture because, like, the corner was dented, and, like, I got this one off a guy on Craigslist, and I put it all, and I was, like, telling him, I was, like, I put it all together, and I was, like, to me, it was, like, material things don't make a home. I was, like, it's the energy and the love that you bring to the home. I was, like, it's not about what it looks like. I was, like, it's about what you, like, bring to it, like, mentally. And he, like, collapsed in my lap and gave me, like, the biggest, most genuine hug I think that man has ever given me. And he just laid there, and he was just like, you were so different. And I didn't even say anything. I just, like, put my fingers in his hair and just let him chill there. And I assumed that it had to do with the finances. But it didn't, like, stress me out. It was just, like, this relief sigh where he just, like, dropped into my arms. And I didn't, like, really think too much of that event, except for that I was like, this was like, it was like a really genuine hug, like, collapsed into my lap, like, just so relieved. And I didn't really think much of it until, like, I started reading about, like, their bankruptcy and all this other shit, and I was like, oh. So I think it might have been bigger than he let on, because he never told me about his bankruptcy.
Sure.
You know, he just told me about his current financials, and he didn't even get that in depth, but I'm assuming they're trashed.